Okay, salam alaikum. This is video, this is video 12. Okay, we're going to go to video 12. This is video 12. So anyway, so that's how it is, and that's why they want you to say spiritual father, because what does it say? In the Bible, in the Quran, and in the Torah, there's only one God, okay, and associate no partners with him. That still goes. That goes with say, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Well, that's kind of different, but there's another one that goes, what is that surah? It's A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahim, Kul Allahu ahad, that is God, Allah is one. Kul Allahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid wa lam yulid wa lam yakun lahu kufuwan ahad. No, that's not. Let me make sure. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahim, Kul Allahu no, that's one. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahim, Kul Allahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid wa lam yulid wa lam yakun lahu kufuwan ahad. Yes, that is the thing, that Allah is one, he begets not, nor was he begotten. Okay, he has no children, nor was he begotten by anybody. That, like they say, Prophet Jesus has a mother, and she's God, a mother. That seems saying that's the spiritual. That's the way they're telling you through Miriam and through using it to support the Bible. But they're really talking about the story that all I've been telling you about evolution, their evolution. Okay, how they came in the spirituality of the commercial world. Get out of Babylon. Get out of Babylon. Get out of the consciousness of man. Stop. Don't think the way Babylon teaches you. Look at the story of Babylon. If you don't become uncomfortable with studying the Quran, which you need to look at, but you then look at buy the book. Look at it for it online on what is that, eBay, and look for that book of Barnabas. Okay, the Gospel of Barnabas. Look for those Gospels. The Gospel of Thomas, I think, is a Gnostic text. But even in the Gnostic text, they were doing a lot. They put a lot of Gnostics in the lion's den when they were creating the Pauline Church, the Constantine, which became the Catholic Church, which became which was built based upon Constantine. So if you look at that, you get those, because the Gnostics, they still said God is one. They still believed in God as one, and that you didn't need a hierarchy to get to God. You didn't need to go through a son or a daughter or whoever. You just went to him, just like Islam says. You go directly to Allah. You pray to Allah. You get everything from Allah. He is the one source, one God, just like it says in the Quran. Excuse me, just like it says in the Torah. Just like it says in the Bible, your God is one God. You should have no other God before God. And in Islam, you associate only the ones who are going to be in a big part of hell is the ones who associate partners with Allah. Because God, and I posted that video, and if you didn't watch the video, then that's up to you. The videos, all the videos I posted because I knew this video was going to be tough, and I posted them so that you would know the material that we were going to be the material I was going to be covering, so that we were going to be conversating about, and all of it is there in the video. So if you didn't watch the videos, then yeah, what I'm saying is going to sound very weird, but if you watch the videos, then you'll recognize everything I'm saying. And I told you, you should maybe, everything that you think that we were going to conversate about, you could have took little notes, mental notes, and that stuck out to you, and kind of reviewed that. Okay, so that's what they do. That's what those that's what it is, the spiritual union, and that's what those interlocking triangles represent. That's what they're triangles, those 6-pointed stars representing man. Okay, 6 angles representing man, but not man as he evolved, not the created man, the natural man. The natural man is the man that was created. The unnatural man of the secular world, of the New World Order, is unnatural man, the evolved man, the one they want to make, the Neanderthal man, the Jinn man, the Enochian man. Okay, yeah, okay. So alhamdulillah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we will be done after this last page. And I say thank you for coming. I enjoyed you. I had fun. I hope you did. Okay, so you can see why, as I said, the Vatican male, the unnatural man, because he's a natural man. The unnatural man, we have natural man, unnatural man versus natural man, and you have this natural man who's still trying to be peaceful. He's hoping, trying to be peaceful. He don't want to go to war. He don't want to hurt nobody. He wants to love. That's the natural man. He wants to raise his family. He's not greedy. He's satisfied with just making a living and being happy with where he's at. He's not trying to accumulate all this wealth. He's not trying to destroy the world. He's not trying to do none of that. Okay, and that's the same with our homosexual brothers and sisters. They're peaceful. They want a natural world. They want good life. They're not trying to be greedy. So they have their humanity. Okay, so it's this unnatural man that's doing this shit. Okay, they're sitting atop those 7 hills and trying to wear the Korean dog, the evolutionists. Okay, because so they're the ones who are doing all this, and they're trying to destroy the world. And because, like I said, the natural man, he just wants to survive. He just wants to be happy with his family, living love and raising his children and doing right, okay, and being the spiritual head of his family and loving his heart, okay. That's the natural man. But you have this unnatural man that's out to attack him and corrupt him and make him think he's got to fight everybody, and everybody's out to get him, and everybody's his enemy. The black man's his enemy, the Mexican man's his enemy, the Asian man his enemy, so he got to go destroy and use depleted uranium to destroy half the world. You know what I'm saying? When okay, and you still have these people who are not caring about what's going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? No, you still have them still trying to destroy promote war and violence, like Hillary Clinton and others. And if you support war, you're not human. If you're supporting Israel, you're not human. If you're supporting the destruction, you're not talking about helping the environment, you're not human. Okay? You're not. I don't care what color, how much hue you have in your body. Okay? How black you are, how white you are. If you're supporting Israel, you're not human. Okay? I'm not going by the color of somebody's skin to determine whether or not I love them. I'm not using their gender to discover whether I love them. I'm not talking about if they're homosexual, I'm not going to love them. No, I'm going to love them if they're homosexual. I'm going to love them if they're lesbian. I'm going to love them if they're caring about mankind. I'm going to care if they're homosexual and they're caring about the mankind, I love them. If they're homosexual and they care about the planet, I love them. If they're homosexual, I love them. But I'm not going to discriminate against nobody, because Allah doesn't want me to. He wants me to leave everybody in peace. I'm a Muslim, and that's what Muslim means, peace. Okay, and believing in the oneness. That's what I do. Okay? Been a fuzzy, sweetheart. Love you. Allah be with you. Assalamu alaikum. So following now, as I said, the Vatican is following in their Jinn father Iblis's shoes or spirituality, because he has no wife. That is why they are celibate. That's why their priests are celibate. Okay? So he wishes for, meaning the Jinn father, okay, or the head of the Vatican, the spiritual head, who represents the spiritual head, but we already know who's head of it. But who represents it is the Biglolio, whatever his name is, okay? So he uses other means to reduce himself, okay? I'm talking about, excuse me, no, I'm not talking about Biglolio, I'm talking about the Jinn father. He uses other means to reproduce himself, like he exploits the women, and he can still continue to exploit the women, so he can come through the women by getting them into situations where they have to prostitute themselves. He gets in through them, okay, and because what? They can only go so high in the market, and they can only earn so much money, and the men aren't getting married today, so they got to have multiple boyfriends, or they got to do this, or they got to, get this man to help them pay their bills on the side, and then the man does it so he don't have to really commit to anybody, and so he just has, got several bitches on the side, as they refer to women these days as bitches, dogs, Neanderthal dogs, right? Which women are not. So they got them doing that over getting married to the women and honoring them, and then having babies out of wedlock, bastardizing the human family, right? Like the dog family, Neanderthal family, the family of Anubis is bastardized, right? Because they don't marry, dogs don't get married, right? So they want to anything of mine, leave it here. Check for mine. So they want to bastardize the human race, okay? The teacher breaking up the human family by no marriage and all this kind of stuff. Just sleep with the bitch, right? And don't. And then when she get money, call her a gold digger. Well, I'm gonna tell you this right, goddamn now. If a woman is a gold digger, then a man is a pussy digger, okay? He's after one goddamn thing, okay? Okay? Because a woman, oh, be careful, baby, been a fuzzy. Like the man, like the sun, giving off moonlight to the woman, the man is supposed to provide for the woman. He was created to provide. So when she expects him to provide for her, don't call her a gold digger. She's expecting what she's entitled to be provided for and to be cared for. Okay? That's the reality of it. Like the sun provides light for the moon, man is to provide for a woman. And that's why the man is the head, and that's why the woman is to respect her head, her spiritual head. But the man, his spiritual head, is supposed to be lead according to Allah's will, according to the scriptures. He's supposed to be a godly, a holy man, a spiritual man, not a godly man, a spiritual man, a holy man. Okay, because a godly man would be like a dog man, a Anubis, right? Because I put up the video, and so whoever watches this and feel insulted, it's because you didn't watch the video. Okay. But if you watch Anubis, you'll see. Go back to the ancient times that he was referred to as God. And that's what they picked up on. Okay, so yeah, so if you're calling a woman a gold digger, you ain't with her. If a woman didn't have a heaven between her legs, let's put it this way. I won't go that way. If a woman didn't have heaven between her legs, you wouldn't be wanting her. Okay, she didn't have heaven between her legs, you wouldn't want her. So don't expect a woman to want you broke down, poor, and you sitting back starving. If you starving and she gonna stand beside you starving, that don't make no sense. No, you gotta go out and be productive. You gotta provide for the family. These women out here heading single families homes. Yeah, she let you into heaven, trusted you enough to let you into heaven. You should have been honorable enough when you got there and see that sired a child, had intention of providing for the child before you even got there. Because because that's the ultimate reason for pleasure and intercoursing, right? Is for production. Okay, that was one of the main things. Be productive and multiply, right? Be fruitful and multiply. Right? So it's your duty to provide, and it's a woman's duty to act as a heart and be a companion, right? But before she can get there, she got to be treated right. But women weren't treated right. Women weren't treated right. There was misogyny, chauvinism, beaten down, abused, still done that today. So and you want them to treat you right, and then they having babies and being heads of households when they shouldn't be. That creating the house imbalance and the children out of balance. And then you got this gen thing going on in the street and the devil about to fall. Children on the street doing all this stuff, making babies, don't even know how to raise. And the mother, in the past, the grandparents took care of the babies. But now the grandparents are still working because the Social Security is going up. But that's all intentional to keep you divided. Because now there's nobody to take care of the young. And they falling through the cracks. And doing and intercoursing with them another and creating another bastard race and further bastardizing the human race, so there's no unity, and they got to become what, dependent on society, because they got to work and they don't have time to raise their children, and mom and daddy, grandmama and granddaddy at work too, because Social Security just don't pay enough. It wasn't designed to pay enough, but nonetheless, see what I'm saying, and lay off and work and all this kind of stuff. I mean, not learn, but the job being what, outsourced to countries that for two countries of humanity that only make $2 a day, and saving them more, exploiting humanity more. So humanity has to control itself and get back to the moral ethics of its divine creation, so that it can go through the chakra and raise humanity and become commercially independent, take care of themselves, and the human family come back together. And women won't be seen as gold diggers because men don't earn enough to really take care of a human family no more. And it's got to take two families. And then the women are running around, letting the devil into their heaven. Right? Because if they ain't married, then the jinn is having sex too when they're engaging. If they're not married, then while they're having sex, they said in Islam it said when a man and a woman are alone, they're not alone. The devil is with them. The jinn is with them. And he's constantly there trying to make them intercourse so he can intercourse with them. And then out of that produce a demon-spirited child. See what I'm saying? So a man and a woman can produce a demon-spirited child too. So that's why you can't judge anybody. homosexual or not, because a homosexual human being could have come from two couples, a man and a woman, who let the jinn get in between them and corrupt their gene pool. And I'm not saying that a homosexual, you know, I'm not trying to talk bad about them, but I'm trying to say that all of them didn't just come out like, you know, from dog breeding and all that, Neanderthals. Some came from human beings. So you don't judge them. Just leave people alone and let Allah be to sort this out, because this goes back for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And that's why you got to do your research and check out what I'm saying, because I can't be accurate. And I mean, I can give you, through this conversations, you can get direction and insight, but you got to do your own homework to see if I'm telling you the truth. You know, follow your truth. Take something from this and see what it is. Especially when we talk about religion here, your faith, your destiny. So, as we said, and so that because they reproduce, okay, as we said, so following in the jinn father, that's what the Vatican does, following in the spiritual path of his jinn father, because the jinn father has no wife, so his jinn sons can have no wife, right? They got to be just like him. They got to follow in his spirituality. So they got to be celibate, but they can intercourse among one another, just like, you know, they can intercourse among each other when they get horny. Okay, so, and that won't, but they can't intercourse with they can't have a wife. They got to be like, if they represent God, their God, they got to be like their God. Okay, that's what it is. If they represent their God, they got to be like him. Okay, and that is have no wife, because as we said, Satan had no wife, and that's why he's jealous of man. Man had a wife, man had a woman. Okay, a companion, someone to love him and someone to love her. But he tried to come in between that, right? Okay. So he uses other means to reproduce himself, and that's what we said, by the gods of sun and all that kind of stuff. And because he can only reproduce males, he exploits the woman, and that's why he keeps her repressed. And when you will repress your woman and you beat your woman and kick her in the head, like that video I posted, okay, because she's singing with you and you look all drunk and stupid, okay, and then you want to go bash her in the head with your foot. That's not Islam. But they do it in America too. So don't just post Muslim videos of Muslims or men who say they're Muslim and they abuse their wives. Yes, those men who say they're Muslims in African countries, Arab countries, yeah, they abuse their wives. They do, just like they do in America too. Abusing their wife is not only kicking her in her head. It's giving her a baby and abandoning her. It's exploiting her love and then running off. It's de-virginizing her and then not marrying her. It's having sex with her and promising to marry her and promising to take her and then not doing. That's abuse too. That's exploitation too. It's not only physical, it's emotional. Telling her you love her and you really don't. That's abuse too. So it's all across the world. Not educating her like they do in India and all this kind of stuff, and relegating housework only to women, and that's abuse too. So don't just post one video because you want to talk, you want to promote, you want to some propaganda to insult Islam. Okay, that's not the way to do it. Fine, if you want to talk, if you want a conversation about Islam, bring up a conversation. But that's not the way to do it, by saying, oh, they abuse women. No, those men are bastards that do that. Yes, they're doing, and that's wrong. And don't do it under the name of Islam, because Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, the best of you are the ones who take care of your wives, take care of your wives. It is something like that, because I can't quote him, because I ain't trying to mess up my spirituality. But I want to hurry up and get this last video. Okay, let this be the last video. So they exploit women just like Iblis. When they exploit women, they're doing it like Iblis. When you love your wife, you're doing what Allah wanted you to do. The best of you are the ones who love your wife, that take care of your women, take care of your family, take care of your heart. Okay, because like a heart, when the heart's not happy, the family's not happy, the body's not happy, and what leads to what? Stress and heart attack. Okay? Okay. Because a woman cannot, she heads the body, okay? But she needs her man. A woman needs her man. She needs her man to love her and to be the head of the house. She needs him. So don't follow in Iblis's footsteps. You don't need no man. No, you need a man. A woman needs a man. A woman was created to love a man, and a man was created to love a woman. Okay? Allah created, it's natural. So you need a man. Don't let them try to make you hard and emasculate you, and feminize a woman and masculate the man, the women, and make it all backwards. Okay, don't let them lie to you. You need a man to love you. Having a man love you feels good. Having a man love you, and don't let them say, "Oh, you're a black woman. Richly hued woman. You can only love a black man, and richly hued man, you can only love a black woman." No, you can love a natural man can love like in Islam, to love a woman. Okay, a woman, he can marry whatever woman he wants, but a woman has to marry a Muslim man, right? Because that spirit has to be right. A man should be able to marry any hued woman he wants, whatever hue he is, and a hued woman should be able to marry whatever hued man she wants. Don't buy into that racism stuff where a black woman has to be with a black man, and a black man has to be with a black woman. That's bullshit too. Cop that out. You love the man you love the woman you love. Forget about that that supposedly racial thing. The ethnic thing is what you need to look at. Can you deal with this ethnicity? Can you relate to that ethnicity? Can you live in that ethnicity? That's what you got to look at. Okay, not the color of his skin, because there are many white men out there would love to take care of a black woman. Many black women would love to be with a white man. Many black men would love to be with a white woman. And if a black man want to be with a white woman, we can't say, "Oh, he's going out of his race. He's doing this." Love who you want to love. That's the only way we're going to get this family back together. Is to get out of to remove all of that. Commercial jinn Anunnaki consciousness that has infected our race. Allah created our colors from black clay. We're all African. Marry within your African family. Love your African family. And forget about that bull crap. Okay? So just like the Vatican, also cloaked in menstrual blood of the woman, and the Neanderthal dog form, okay, with their dog head, okay, representing their dog head, their dog crown, their bitch, okay, or representing the female energy, okay, they already, okay, what did I say? And the Neanderthal dog is already the flesh of man and the spirit of Iblis. Okay, that's what I said. He's already the spirit of breeding. Okay, to develop the Neanderthal form, right? They already had the using that dog who was already the flesh of man and the flesh of the spit of Iblis, and then using the spirit of Iblis. It wasn't too difficult to make that mutational transfer, right? And they're trying to do it again. And I'll say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, please let them not try to get this. They're trying to make this transfer of power again. Let them not get it. Block them from getting humanity. African brothers and sisters, y'all pray to block them from getting that spiritual transfer again. That's what they're trying to get, a spiritual transfer of power. Allah protect the humanity. Allah block them from getting any type of spiritual power. Allah block them. Allah protect humanity. Allah love humanity, and let us continue. Okay? Let humanity be guided by you, and let humanity be on the right track, and let them understand what I'm saying and research themselves. Okay, so it wasn't hard for them to make that transfer, because using the body of the woman, okay, which is of the man's body, okay, his heart of his body, okay, and then the dog, which is of the man's body, right? Because it's of the flesh of man, because that part was taken out when Iblis spit on it, when the body was being formed of the black clay, right? As it's told in the Holy Quran in regards to the body being made of clay. It doesn't say about the dog. I'll post that video again about, and that's I got from the book of Barnabas. Okay. So you got to check that out. I'll look at it again for myself too, though. Okay, so it's got the breeding. Okay, so it wasn't hard to do that with the dog. After all, it's not so far from, as I said, the breeding of man. Breeding the dog to dog is like breeding man to man, right? Because the dog is made of, right? The man, that navel he spit on, which was represents the navel. Okay, so. So that's like breeding man with man, right? okay, to breed him with the dog, okay, and it's like breeding Satan with the spit of Satan, the spirit of Satan with the physical spit of with the spiritual spit of Satan, right? Okay, so and that spirit of the dog is the spirit of Iblis. That's why the Anubis represents the dog god. He represents Iblis, which represents the dog for him. Okay, but that's not to say go around hurting dogs, because dogs were created for a purpose, right? Just like the pig, we talked about that. Okay, so let's not get off track. Okay, so okay, so it was not hard. Okay, so when you're acting brutally toward women and incompassionate and insensitive, you're acting like a dog. Okay, you're acting like the Neanderthal, acting like Iblis in his dog society, his dog culture. Dog eat dog, and they say the dog has the mentality, the age of consciousness of a 2-year-old. That's as high as his consciousness goes, to a 2-year-old. So he wants to keep you in that level of a 2-year-old. That way he can keep you like a dog and train you and condition you and give you little treats in the market like pay scale, and then train you like dogs, like favoring one pack over the other and making the other hate that pack, and all this while he stands on top. It's all game. Okay, so and then getting all the competitive, they make you compete for the food like dogs, okay? And then some dogs have to sit back while the other dogs eat until the other dogs finish and hate the other dogs, and then incarcerate some and make you hate them, and all this crap you're doing. Y'all got to get at that consciousness. That's the spiritual infectious suckling from the tits of Romulus, okay? Now from the tits of Thor, the tits of Rothschild, right? Okay, that son of a bitch system, that bastard system. They're bastardizing, they're trying to bastardize, right? Okay, so that's the inbred man, or Neanderthal man, or the dog man, and okay, breeding him with the natural female, and then breeding him with the female dog when they were cast out, because they couldn't, looking like they looked, they separated themselves, and then when they went out, some of them, I imagine, bred with the dog, the female dog, and I posted pictures of that female dog being bred, okay, and I posted one where it's contemporary, where this female dog had been gave birth to a human-like creature. Okay, I posted that too. So if you're not watching what are the videos that I post those videos for a reason, to discuss what we're going to talk about in the conversation, and that's what I did. Okay, so you can see that. Well, I'm not just talking, and if it sounds crazy, that's what they got y'all believing. That's what they got humanity, trying to get humanity to believe, that evolution is correct, and they're going to put that out there, right? Okay, so, and that is what they do, okay? Degrade, and that's why they degrade woman as a bitch. They're really talking about their mother, not mine, not yours. They talking about their mother. Their mother is a bitch. My mother's a woman, a natural woman. Your mother's a natural woman. Their mother, the dog man's, the Neanderthal, okay? They're bitches. Their mothers are bitches, and that's for real, okay? The mother of the Neanderthal is why they have no respect for their mother. That's why they can beat their mother. That's why they can call their mother. That's why they can spit on their mother. That's why they can talk to their mother the way they do. Okay? Because they think she's a bitch. They listen to their father. What the father's the head of the household. Okay? They don't have to listen to their mother. That's why the woman's beat down. She has no commercial power. She has none of that. No respect. That's why a woman can't treat well, we won't go there. Okay? They have no respect, and that's why they try. And then they try to beat down the African woman, thinking, okay, because make her look like she masculine when she fight back against that system is trying to treat her like a bitch too. And she says, I ain't having it. I ain't your bitch. I ain't your bitch, and I'm gonna show you I ain't your bitch. Okay, but at that point, it's time to walk away, sweet sister. It's time to walk away. You ain't got to stand up and fight that. Okay, that disrespect. You leave. Because you ain't no bitch. You ain't got to fight no Neanderthal. You just walk your sweet, pretty ass away, okay? And leave them alone and make your own way. And Allah will send you a man, a natural man, a believing man that loves you and is going to provide. It's going to do his part. It's going to take care of you like he's supposed to. So I'm not telling you, go, but I am saying expect your man to take care of you. If he expect it. It's part of your prerequisites. Expect it. He's ordained to provide for you, but you're ordained to recognize his spiritual head. Okay, and not disrespect him as the spiritual head, but in the same time, his spiritual head is to be in accordance with the will of Allah. He's to be a holy man and talk the word of Allah. And if he wants you to do something, then show you the will of Allah, that you know that this is right by the will of Allah. Don't try to beat your head into do his will, whatever he wants you to do. No, it's not about do his will. No, it's do the will of Allah, and the family do the will of Allah, and you teach the children to do well and keep the house according to the will of Allah. Okay, that's why the Iblis hates a woman, because she keeps his ass out of the house, and the natural woman, she trying to stay in church. Okay, and that's what we do. So that's what that's about. Okay. And he hates that good woman, and he tries to teach mankind, hate the good woman, hate the holy woman, hate the spiritual woman, hate the woman who stays home. Say hate the woman who stays home and takes care of her family. Okay, hate the woman who won't give it up on the first night. Hate the woman who don't show her ass. Hate the woman that don't have all her breasts hanging out. Hate that woman, but love that bitch. Love that slut. Love that hoe. Leave your good woman for a hoe. And if the woman's up in the church, oh, don't love the woman in the church. Love the woman who's out there shaking her ass, getting it on night and day. Everybody else is running in and out of. Love that bitch. That's what they want you to do. And talk about the good woman. Talk about the good ass woman. So that's video. Alhamdulillah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's our conversation. Ramadan Kareem. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. I hope you do investigate all the things that I've been talking about, and love your brothers and sisters, regardless of what our differences are. We're all human. We all have we're all imperfect. Okay, we all have some Neanderthal in us. And as further away you get from your African roots, the closer you get to Neanderthal. Just know that. And it can really be determined by your behavior. If you act barbarically, calling for war, depleted uranium, destroy Iraq, Iran, and all the colored countries, okay? You know you're barbaric. You're a Neanderthal. Okay, but if you want love, peace, and harmony, you're human. Salam alaikum. Love you. Ramadan Mubarak. Ramadan Kareem. Salam alaikum. And Zinedine Muhammad, I love you. Happy new beginning. Happy new beginning to me. Ramadan 7. Yay! And again, I missed out on Memorial Day, so happy Memorial Day too. What else we got going on? Happy Gemini new moon. I love it. Yes, I do. And it's the first day of Ramadan, Gemini new moon, and joyous belated Sagittarius new moon. Salam alaikum.